Howdy folks, welcome back to SnowRunner. We are on Urska River of the Amur region, the Phase 4 public test server. And I kind of skipped ahead with getting a heap of work loaded up and ready to go. At the end of the last video, I thought I was going to use a couple Kraz Chabors or a Kraz Chabors and something else. And I also needed to get the IX 3880 up the hill and get its metal rolls converted to metal beams and get back here so I'd have enough metal beams to do a heap of work. I just did all that stuff. You guys have seen me convert rolls to beams. You've seen me make that trip back and forth through the muddy swamp. So here we are. We're at the warehouse and I have, excuse me, I took this truck, this white Western Star, back to the garage and put some wheels on it that don't have quite as wide a track. They're not the big basketball tires. And in the drive back out here, I didn't notice any reduction in traction. If anything, I think it does a little better on the ice. And then you see that 8-spot tag behind trailer. That means I've got all 12 pieces. Let's see. It's 12 spots. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because those are 2 each. So it's 12 spots for the 10 units of whatever. I've got 12 spots all on one setup, and we're going to look at, we can, let's see, we can do this. I have to start the truck. For backing up, I can lock the front tandems in the center. So there's 4 lumber and 4 service spare parts. Just so we all know, I'm not pulling around an empty trailer. And now I don't want to do that. I brought up this as of 5319 with a 2-spot flatbed on it and a 2-spot trailer. I don't know what was going on with my brain, but I thought with that setup I'd be able to pull 8 pieces. I got up here to load it and realized that's only does 4. Duh. So anyways, let's take a wider look at where I gotta go. So cross here, around there. There really shouldn't be that long a trip. I can go, I've been going up and down right between these rocks. There's a soft spot right here, so I've been staying to the edge. Along here, I was going right out across the middle, but then all of a sudden I dropped through, like right about where you see that discoloration. I was just thinking I should be turning up the hill when it disappeared through the ice. I might go around this way. I don't like that lighter colored ice. We'll see. If I go around instead of that way, no big deal. But I'm gonna keep sticking to the edge. I don't know if that means a soft spot or it's blue ice. But for the most part, this is all blue ice. But at any rate, I ain't turning out to the middle until I have to. Then I gotta get over here somehow. I might be weaving back and forth trying to stay on these broken chunks. Bug. Can't get around that. Where am I? I don't need to get around that. I basically need to go from there to there. Well, let's give it a shot. That's all we can do. I got a Kraz Chabor's set up with the maintainer at the shop if I need to bring a truck down to pull this thing out of the ice. Look at the screen. 4 out of 4 and 8 out of 8. That's nice. Close functions. Start up my controller again. I had the controller on because I was testing out recording at 60 frames per second, and I didn't see any degradation in the quality. The quality should be better at a higher frame rate. But I was always recording at 30 frames per second because on the monitor I had game mode turned on, which limited the frame rate to 30 frames per second. Right here's where I gotta go down. I figured out that if I turned off game mode, I could get 38 by 40 or 3840 by 2160 at 60 frames per second instead of 30 frames per second. There's the hole I fell through. It wasn't a hole before, but I got out on my own by dropping the trailer and then just working at it. That was on the evacuator. The evacuator actually gets around really nice. That's why I was thinking of using it. What happened was I tested it out by the garage to see how well it got through mud and snow, and it was doing so good that I just kept going right up to the warehouse. It was when I got to the warehouse that I realized that this thing's not gonna do 8 spots. I don't know. That's looking pretty skinny, but according to this, it goes all the way around and widens out again. I put it in low range for all those rocks. I know the load wouldn't spill in that 8 spot, but I don't want to try tipping it back up in this tight area. I like these wheels better. You can watch it roll over the rocks without bouncing back and forth. It doesn't rebound like a basketball if you bump into something. And it'll get up and go a little better too, I think. I don't know, the 60 frames per second almost I don't know, gives it a smoother look. I don't know. Almost seems like it's slow motion or something. But I think it's just not so jerky. But I have to wonder what it will do to the file size. I mean, it's still only recording at 10 frames per second. The only thing I changed was the frame rate. It's recording at 10, I think it's 10 meg per second. Yeah, skirt it to the right. Actually, right or left wouldn't matter. Left, there's a little bit of a road. And to the right is big rocks. So that answers that question. I've run this 8 spot over some pretty good size obstructions and had it stay upright. Upright? Is that what I said? Upright. I think I've got this already. Sure. Yeah, that's bottoms up. I've looked at bottoms up. Here we come. Slow but sure. Make a straight shot going in so I can lock that pivot point and back the trailer up coming out. Cargo management. Look at all of that. 2, 4, and 4. Stage completed. It was just a stage? I didn't know there was anything else to it. Delivered to the landslide near the tunnel, an equipment trailer. Well, this is clear now, and it's open. Do 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 do. Am I gonna clear that pole? No, I'm gonna put it on the side. Dang it. I'll just detach trailer and flip this guy. Blocking it was working like it's supposed to, but I wanted it to miss that pole and run it up into the snow back here. I had a good shot at just leaving it right here, and I threw that away by trying to maneuver. I could have just backed it straight up and then pulled forward into this spot, but I had to be a dummy. Now where's this equipment trailer? Where's a heap of work? Equipment trailer is there. And landslide near the tunnel is there. Where I am right now. So I can run all the way across, except for this bypass, and get to that trailer. I only got 23 minutes into this. So, sure, why not? Mark out that bypass. Mark the turn here. And if I come around, I should be able to grab it. I don't know if I will be able to come around. And the trailer is probably backwards. Aren't they always? Look at all this I didn't use. I'm going to end up having to redo this because I erased the other crap. And it's just in back. I don't need to mark that. All right, here we go. On the road again. Maybe I'll stand that thing up as I go by. No, don't keep going. Don't keep going that way either. Maybe it'll settle down if I just get away from it. This is where we could use a little background music, but you can't have any of that. Not unless it's that shit that's approved by YouTube. And that is the most horrible crap I've ever heard. The stuff that's in the YouTube music library. I was gonna try and play some in the background on one video. I experimented with it and oh, it was just so horrible. I deleted the video. Didn't even know there was a bridge there. Didn't see it coming. Because I can't see over the front of the truck. I didn't know I was going to hit that pole till the last second. That's a little better. Then I can't see the road. Well, more than 100 feet of it. Uh-oh. Like I couldn't see that was coming. Couldn't see that huge rock there until it bounced off of it. Ah. I was hoping I could get the front end to drop down. 'Cause I knew there was no way it wouldn't tip over again, sitting up on top of it like that. Here we go again. Every time I release the winch. Is that still the bottom? Three times in one spot's gotta be a record. Probably not though, you know, unfortunately. There's still something with the steering. I've worked on the steering. Not the angle of the steering, but the sensitivity to stick movements. And the speed at which the wheels turn. I go from left to right, back. That's your steering speed. Then the sensitivity is obviously to the stick movements. You can adjust that in the game and in the XML file. XML file sets like a baseline. But the baseline I've got in there should be right on the nuts. I've put a number in. I've come and played the truck. You know, I thought it did a little of this or a little of that, so I go back and I change the baseline number. And it works fine. Works perfect for driving a straight line. Look at this. Just right straight down through the middle, straight through the gate and everything. But when you maneuver, when you try to go around a corner, hey, the tongue is sticking out. You try to go around a corner, it won't follow the corner. Without making a lot of sporadic right and left turns. Or you got to go into the corner and come back. Go into the corner and come back. You know, you got to go back and forth. Geez, it barely reaches. Look at that. I don't know if anybody noticed on that 8-spot tag behind. The first two axles of the tag axle, the forward axle of the tandems, was a foot off the ground in order to reach up to my pintle hitch. I didn't think it would clear, but I thought it might bounce off. And it did that. Bounced off. But you see, it just bounced off. It didn't flip the ass end of the truck around in a half circle. These tires are harder. I think that's what was going on with those big flotation wheels. There's a thing called a soft force scale. It's how soft or hard the tire is. The lower the soft force scale, the more the tire squats on the sidewall. And those tires really squatted a lot. But besides squatting, I mean, they're physically softer in the game. So they act more like a rubber ball than a hard wheel, hard tire. Truck tires are generally pretty hard. These have a higher numerical value in the soft force scale, so they're harder tires. So they're not going to get as much rebound. That goes down to the ice. This goes up the hill, up the road to the bridge. There is the bridge. You know, maybe a little more side view would help on seeing things in front of me. Little side boob. One of my jobs is to recover that semi-trailer from the river down there, or the lake, frozen lake. But you gotta have a low saddle, which means I couldn't do it in this truck if I wanted to. We can't really put a high saddle or a low saddle on this unless you run smaller wheels. You have to get the whole suspension of the truck closer to the ground to put any kind of a trailer on this. Any kind of a high or low saddle trailer. I mean, the back end of this truck is 2 feet too high in the air. They make some 73-inch tires. That's the next size down from these 91s. Give that thing a wide berth till I can get hooked back up to it. "44 minutes, good. I was hoping we would have some time to go over and explore the other map a little bit. How do I get rid of it? Said delivered to the landslide near the tunnel, which showed the arrow here. So What's the problem? I'm where the arrow is. Hmm. That's weird. Can't lock the dolly. That's weird. Is it because of the truck that it's hooked to? Should I put a rope on it instead? This is jacked up. This is glitched or something. Trailer's here. And it won't let me drop it in there. It won't accept that I have it here. It's not giving me cargo management. Generally on a job like this, it just poofs away as you pull in and job's done. I'm sitting where the arrow is. It shows that I have the trailer. It shows that the arrow is right there. Maybe it's because I'm driving through both boxes. It thinks I'm trying to go through the tunnel. But I'm not in both boxes right now. Truck's in one box, the trailer's in the same box. And if I hit restart, it's gonna put it back where I grabbed it from. It obviously registers that I pulled it here because it says it's right there. And it shows the arrow for the square. Well, that's a glitch. That's too bad, because we can't get through the tunnel without this working right. Shouldn't matter what I have it connected to. Hmm. I was thinking about trying to hook it up to something else. I was looking at what I got near. This thing would take 10 minutes just to get it through that soft mud. This I'd have to take in the garage and swap it around. Well, no, I couldn't. I was thinking about putting a low saddle on it to do this job, bottoms up. It only goes from there to there. But that truck won't accept a low saddle. This has got a low saddle on it. I could go in the garage and create an evacuator with a low saddle. Grab this trailer, do the bottoms up job, and then hook up to this and see if it'll work. That'll have to be in the next one. That's kind of a bummer. I was hoping to cross over. It should take it away the second it crosses the plane. Just boom, right there. Gone. Or give me cargo management. I'm not in the box for the tunnel. When I pulled into that box, it was telling me the tunnel is blocked. So that's not cargo management. So, alright, well, unfortunately, that's all I can do right now. I'm at 55 minutes. Any kind of fix would take minimum half hour. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I don't say that enough. Hit the subscribe and like button. If this tickles your fancy or whatever. And we'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, before I come back, I'm gonna figure out how to make this work. So I'm not gonna come back and spend a whole episode on trying to make this equipment trailer work, only to find out that it's never going to work because it's glitched. So I'll work on figuring out what I need to do, and we'll go from there. But we'll see you in the next one.